So our very last panel of today of Women in Tech Conference will be a discussion with female founders, expectations versus reality, the real startup journey. And it will be moderated by Elvira Zaltane, who is the co-founder of a startup Affire and also COO of RIGA TechGirls. So welcome, Elvira, and you may introduce your ladies.
Hi, everyone, and I'm really glad to see you here because I know that you've had an amazing and eventful 2 days at RIGA COMM, but now it's time for our last panel in Women in Tech Conference, where we will talk about expectations versus reality, the real startup journey. And today I've been joined by 4 amazing and successful startup founders from different states, from Estonia, from United States, and from Latvia. So let me welcome our startup founders. First being Solvita Kostjukova, who is the partner and CEO of a deep tech startup called ALINA. Welcome. Yeah, I said it. The next one, let's welcome Mariana Hagström, a founder and CEO of a legal tech startup from Estonia, Avokaado. Mari-Liis Kurg, who is the CEO and co-founder of Complok from Estonia as well. And our last but not least, final panelist from United States, Erika Butler, the CEO of HIHR International Human Resources and HR company. Okay, hi ladies. Yeah, you can sit here. Yeah. I think it might be my hair, so I'll try to move it back. But hi ladies, it's really nice to see you all. Okay, that is resolved. But although I've read on you all and on your startups, I'm a firm believer that each of us can say the best and better, the founders themselves can say better about their startups and about themselves. So the first question to all of you and each and every one of you, can you briefly introduce yourself and your startup and what your startup does? So let's start with you.
Yes, hi, I'm Erika Butler, and I started our company HIHR. We say go higher, but we're also saying go slow, like some of the last people that spoke. We founded it about 6 years ago now in November, and really we saw a gap of how well we can care for people in companies, and then when we really care for people well, businesses go up, results get better. Everything from career development to good benefits and pay, it really matters, equality. So we really believe what we're doing, and we're really happy to be here.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Mari-Liis. I'm one of the co-founders of Complok. Complok stands for Compliance OK, and we are building AI-driven compliance risk management platform for the fintechs, or basically compliance teams who are working in the fintech sector. So basically, being compliance officer myself, I did see the problems with poor risk management firsthand while I was working in the financial sector in all over Europe. And that was also a try for me to actually start increasing compliance awareness as a first step. And then at some point, we talked to our customers and we realized that the problem is not really increasing. Compliance people do understand that there is a problem. But really how to tackle the risks, how to mitigate the risks, how to make sure that they can sleep over the night in peace, since they have a personal liability and regulatory pressure, and they need to navigate in these waters, which is very complicated. So I'm here to help them with my startup. Thank you.
So ALINA, I'm a co-founder and CEO. So ALINA, what does it do? So it's really deep tech, so very scientific, deep scientifically based company. So we have inventions all about that we substitute toxic materials, what are in coating industry, with naturally occurring materials, what are specifically modified and manufactured. So substituting toxic with non-toxic, non-allergic, non-cancerogenic materials. This is what we do. So to enter the market, so we needed to create also new paint recipes. It's new like disruptive recipes to educate end customers, manufacturers, and industry as such. So yeah, this is what we do.
So, hi everyone. I'm super happy to be here. My name is Mariana Hagström, and I'm founder of Avokaado. And I mean, it sounds super cool, Avokaado, but yeah, you're all curious what we are doing. So we are building a operational intelligence platform for companies so they can really get clear picture of all their business relationships, data, and documents in one place, so they can make like really smart, intelligent, data-driven decisions on top of that and drive growth and efficiency and compliance too. My background, why I founded Avokaado, is I'm coming from law business. I was partner in a law firm, and that was the place where we saw, like, I mean, how companies are operating and working with legal documents and the process is it's really lacking efficiency and the process, so we built Avokaado from that place.
Thank you so much, ladies. As you can hear, we have panelists from very diverse backgrounds. So we have legal tech, we have deep tech, we have fintech, we have HR. I think it will be a very fruitful discussion and very interesting to hear from all of you. But I wanted to go to you first, Solvita, and ask you a question, because you're coming from a very scientific background in a deep tech space, and you've been recognized as one of the most impactful founders in sustainable innovation in Europe. So how did you come up with the idea, and what has been your journey in bringing this innovation to market? Yes.
So as I am very confident, I'm saying it's very personal. Everything what I do, I think that all of you would do something like disruptive or something differently. It's very personal. So in my case, so my oldest daughter, she's already a student and have her startup. So I don't know if to be to be happy about it or not, but okay. So she has severe allergies from different coatings. For example, freshly painted interior. And it turns out it was those substances what we have, scientifically we have developed and etc., what are linked to allergies, asthmas, reproductive problems, and cancers. So we had this background. At the same time, my father is inventor, and he were developing different materials. And so this was, when everything is personal, so you start to notice some elements like a puzzle, you put it together, and so, okay, we can create material what can do the same job as toxic materials, but to do it in a non-toxic way. So this is how it started. So it's already 10 years when we established company like 9 years ago, but yeah, so it's been quite a while.
Wow, thank you for this personal story. So it seemed like for you it was more of a from everywhere around you, in front of you, so it just came together as a puzzle. Thank you so much. Yeah. But as the title says, the expectations are sometimes a bit more different than the reality of founding the startup. And I'm hearing and sensing some things that you're saying, like, I don't know if it's good if my daughter has a startup, right, already. But the question for maybe all of you, what I want to ask, and who wants to answer this question is, before you launched your startup, what were your initial expectations about being a founder, and how did these expectations compare to the reality of actually founding a startup and going through it? Because some of you have been in the market for many years. So maybe Mari-Liis?
Yeah, I'm happy to answer it. I mean, I call myself accidentally a startupper. I never wanted to pick up a startup founder, but it just happened. So basically, what were my expectations? Why? I mean, I'm coming from the corporate business, right? I worked in a big bank. It was easy. I didn't know anything. I was working in Belgium, so I did not have any idea what was happening in a startup field. So I had my imagination that once I create a pitch deck, I will send it to investors, and then money will be transferred, and then 10 people are starting to work for me, and then we raise more money, and then there's 1,000 people eventually, and then we do IPO. So it was easy, but the reality is way complicated. I think the first question you need to really answer before you're starting or founding a startup is really like, are you able and are you willing to really go through that intense journey? you need to make returns to your investors, right? So you have to, at some point, show that you are growing 1,000 times. I mean, entrepreneurship is really cool, but is it the startup journey? That is something what you need to make decision before you start founding a startup. So if your daughter is doing it, fine. But you need to have a personal traits which are supporting you. So it's rather challenging, but there are people, and I'm coming from compliance sector, so my job was always navigating in a very complex waters. So I think that if you like challenges, you enjoy being, in a changing environment constantly, then it's for you.
Yeah, thank you. I really liked how you said at first you thought that you were making a pitch deck, then the money will come in, and I can share from my experience, when I first started off my consultancy, I thought I will just register a company, make a website, and all the clients will come, but it's not as easy, right? And thank you so much. Yes, of course, the startup journey is a bit different, but that's why I would like to also hear from you, Erika. So how is it with an HR company?
Sure. I have to laugh because I have very similar things I was going to share about this. So I came from Fortune 100, corporate America, HR. Oh yeah, I'm going to open in a year or two $1 million. We're going to Disney World, team. Like for real, I said this at the startup. And then COVID hits, and it just takes time. And it can grow in time, and you just keep showing up and being consistent. But you're right, the hard work and the consistency in showing up is so important. Do you really want to do this? Will this be a life passion of yours? And it is very personal. The other really nice thing that shocked me, I thought it was going to be super competitive with those that did the same work as me. And I was like scared to tell people, I'm doing this too. And I was so amazed that they took me alongside them, and they poured into me, and they gave me so much. They shared leads with me, and they built the business with me. And now I try to turn around and do this for others in the same space. So when you collaborate, it's actually not so scary on the other side. There's many out there, like here, I can tell, who collaborate and share and are generous, and we want each other to win together. So that's really encouraging for me.
That is indeed. Like finding those who can support you, either it's partners, either it's a community. It's always super important when you're starting off, definitely. Thank you. And Mariana, I know that legal tech involves a lot of convincing law firms, legal departments, to adopt this new technology, to actually take in your solution. So have there been any challenges and barriers that you've encountered, and how you've overcome them?
Yeah, that's a very good question. But actually, before jumping to that one, and I'm happy to take that one, I just wanted to, when listening you guys here, and then I was just thinking, like, first of all, Mari-Liis, I just wanted to say, like, forget about investors. Because it's absolutely not important in your journey. Just don't think about them. Think about yourself, just keeping yourself happy. And I also wanted to say, like, the founder journey, if we think about it, it's like a beast creator journey. And that's, like you said as well, life passion. I mean, you have to keep your passion and fire on. And that's why you shouldn't think about anyone else, like about what you would like to achieve and how cool it is. Because what I have experienced when I fall out of this creative mode as a founder, like creating the new future, better things, like I envision it, then I'm super confident. But when I fall out of it and I'm starting to think about, I don't know, investors, practicalities, everything around that, then I feel like the fear kicks in. Like, you start question, are you in the right track? Is that something I really have to do? Because it is extremely difficult. And now we're jumping to the question directly to me, because it is difficult. And what I have learned, I don't know, hundreds of lessons through that journey. And I, of course, cannot share all of them here on the stage. But it is, first of all, when you are building something, then it's very important that the reality gap between the product you're building and the people who are going to use it, it's not too big. So we wouldn't change, change your habits, change everything. It's so difficult. And basically, even if you're very, very good in sales, you still can sell the product to the users, but they are not going to get the value out of it, and they are not going to use it. And you, as a startup, you don't get the feedback to build your product further. So the convincing, I think it's, for the sales, it's important to get your targets, but as a founder, you really want to get customers who get the value. So that's important. And I mean, for law firms, lawyers, I mean, I mean, if this is not working, and what we learned as well, it's really important. It's really, really important that you build a product which becomes a part of value chain. I mean, whatever they are doing, so it's like business critical, or it's a part of service delivery, or whatever they are doing, it has to be there, like not nice to have, part business critical. And when you see they are using it as a business critical, and then making decisions or improvements in processes based on your product, then, I mean, that's like amazing point in the founder life, where to be, not to think about like small obstacles on the road. That's your reward. And I mean, we have sold to law firms and convincing them, and if they're not using it, it's like you feel pointless. So the convincing, I think it's not the right strategy. You have to find that value creating, and it is bigger than just wow on a day.
It is definitely true. To actually create something that is of need, you also need to get all the time the feedback from the customer and actually understand how they work, right? So I'm hearing some kind of cooperation with customers, support from partners, community, thinking about investors. So the next question to you is, have you experienced, how's your experience been in kind of establishing this support, whether it be investors, whether it be partnerships? Have you faced any gender-specific challenges, since this is a female founders discussion, I have to ask, from security support?
Well, I can actually respond also that forget about investors. I agree, but we are building that business for our customers. But without their support, it's impossible to scale. So we can't completely forget about them, right? So we need to look after the investors, our employees, our product, ourselves, right? So do we actually, we were just talking to Mariana before we came here, that how difficult it is to even raise or close the round without having a male investor next to us. So I think we both did something similar, invited male founders just to make that journey easier. So we have at the moment 2 female founders, and Mari-Liis is also here. She's sitting over there. We have a very similar names, but we are 2 different persons. And it's very difficult to raise money being 2 female founders. Despite how many work you do, how many customers you have, how much is your MRR, for some reasons it's more difficult. So 1% in general VC money was raised by females. If you already have a male founder, it's 18%. So it's 18 times more. So at some moment you need to make that strategic decision that I need someone next to me right now to raise money. So have I felt it? When I worked in a corporate life, never. You can actually make a very good career being a female, and I think it's very much promoted also by the European Union right now, that we should have more C-level females in a very like execution roles, and like they are receiving more responsibility. But when it comes to startup world, it's not yet there. But there's a lot of noise over that, so I believe it will go better. In 5 years' time, most probably it's already 20%. So that's my goal, and that's my bet, and I hope that we will all see it and feel it.
So maybe I can add, it's very different for me, like 10 years ago when I started. So when the confidence is lower, and when you go to raise investment, and you arrive, and the investment fund looks, okay, hi, but where's the person? So it's like, so it's happened quite a lot, and also, so my experience that I always had to work more, and to persuade more, to know everything deeper, to be possible to discuss and argue, because it was like investors, or we have the investor also, we had investor council, etc. They did not believe me, so like because I'm female, so it was the only topic. So yeah, so this I have also noticed that we have to work harder to be more like to convince investors, partners, etc. So yes, and what I also have noticed, especially in my field, so we don't know how to network the females together. So And now, okay, there's specific dinners, events where it's only females, and we start to open up and start to network. But otherwise, we haven't learned how to network, because when the networking starts, everybody, every female mostly runs home, take responsibilities there, and don't stay to late dinners, you know, like add an additional day for the travels, just for networking, etc., because we are not used to that. So this is what I would like to emphasize, that we need to network and support. Yeah. Yes. So yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to ask a follow-up question maybe to Mariana or Mari-Liis, because you said you made this strategic decision to have male founders. Did you see notable changes after this decision?
Do you want to answer it? Or perhaps it's not strategic for
no,
you?
Actually, it is. It has a nice pre-story, because when I founded Avokaado, and I didn't start it as a startup neither. I didn't thought let's found a startup and let's become a startup journey. I was still a managing partner at the law firm, and I really saw the gap. In the service delivery and how we could serve more customers with our law firm, and it's supposed to become a spin-off, but finally I like that kind of passion was already inside me, and I didn't found other partners to actually fund it, so I really wanted to do it myself. So I started Avokaado. I invested my own money into that, and I never thought okay, now it's a startup. No, it was just a company I really was passionate about and wanted to fund, and saw the huge knowledge gap on the market. But when the story continued, so basically then it's started to form maybe 2-3 years after that. I thought looks like I have to make a decision now. Who I am. I'm a lawyer, or am I founder of the startup or the other company? So it was really dragging me apart, because where is my focus? And then I made a decision, which was a huge surprise to my partners, wow, Mariana, you're just putting away a really good business, which is delivering and actually gives you really stability in life, and then you're just jumping into something really unknown. But long forward. So when I founded, that was a lonely founder. That's many red flags, women, solo founder, etc. So many people told me, find someone male founder and just make him a co-founder, because then it's so much easier. But I never do things because just to get the tick in the box, and it was a long journey to me to find the right person to work with. And I'm super happy that I just didn't do it because of the pressure to have some male as a co-founder side me. So, it takes time. It takes time to do the right things. And if I think about, I never felt as a woman, some kind of, I don't know, that it's hard for me to become a partner, or it's hard to do anything, but I want to, and what I put myself up to. But one thing I agree with Mari-Liis, it is, first thing I feel raising funds to the startup as a female founder, it is a challenge as a woman, definitely it is. And there are many things, and I actually have thought about it as well. Basically, it is men trust men and women trust men. And that has to change. Then we are going to get more fun.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. Well, luckily, I was not a female founder and on my own. I had the best support in the world. Mari-Liis is not only my best business partner, my best friend, but she's also my cousin who I have known since she was born. So we were like a team, and we even won Estonian version of Shark Tank together. We were delivering a lot, we were like those, pupils in a school who are delivering only the good marks, right? We didn't want to fail. We wanted to do everything as we asked to be done. And that's also her pressure. Basically, she's the smart one in our firm. So if I make the commitment, she's the one who actually makes sure that everything is delivered. So thank you, Mari-Liis. But male founder, I can see that there is a bit different perspective. So it's not only we need male founders because they help us to raise money, but they have a different perspective. They are so much different. They would go to the meetings and they were like, so why didn't you sign the agreement now? I mean, they are ready to sign. Why didn't you do that? I'm like, because I'm a compliance officer and I'm thinking about it like, give them a time. I don't want to push them that much. I want to make natural flow. But so it's not only, and I agree that you should not take anyone because of tick the box. We don't do that. But it's also a different perspective, and I enjoy it a lot.
That is true. We need to find founders that complement our strengths, right? And I think that's the key that we can take away from here. We don't have much time left, but I did want to also hear an HR industry perspective, and how's it in US? So maybe shortly, so we can go also to the other segment, but yeah.
Yeah, so very high level. I think I did have a protection because the US were so, in corporate America, so aware of all this and like there's a lot of accountability. But I had a couple times I had a few things happen. Most men have been so amazing, so supportive, such great partners, but both times especially I addressed it. And one was so simple, my GMVP partner was calling me kiddo, and the finance director was a woman too, and we're like, we didn't like this. And we're like, hey, that really is demeaning to us. I'm not your kiddo. You wouldn't call a man in this role your kiddo. And he said, I'm sorry, and he never did it again. So things like that, you just address it head on. Don't talk to me like that. But to women too, by the way, whoever it is. With love.
Yeah. Yes, different scenarios, different situations, but it's not only challenges, right, that we face in our companies, in our startups. It's also wins and successes that actually a lot of times drive us to move forward and drive us to continue towards going to our mission. So I wanted to talk about those, and I want to start with Solvita. So your work in sustainability, of course, is groundbreaking. It's in science and it's in deep tech, but could you share a moment when you realized that your impact in innovation that was having, not just business, but that it's actually making a difference?
So yes, it was when I met, it was demonstration project. So we involve, there's paint companies, there's architects, there's also just simple, those who are painting, like masters who are painting. So, I was visiting one factory who were manufacturing wooden doors, etc. It was about a wood paint. And he started to paint our paint. So there's no smell. The physical parameters are really cool. And then we started to ask about how he used it, all this protection, what is needed to be used. Nobody's using like masks or gloves or everything. So, and he asked what's different about this paint, etc. So we said, okay, there's no those toxic materials and what cause allergies and irrigation to skin, etc. They said, wow, that's why I had those problems with skin. I did not know that. So it's like, and totally, when you change totally perspective. So for those who have never thought about this in their daily life, and it improves really this, So the lives, life of those people. And also, I have for the first time freshly painted my house. So because my daughter has issues with that, so we have freshly painted. Okay.
Yeah, the wonderful thing I think about also founding startups is sometimes even the customers who might be your customers, they might not be even aware of the solution, right? So here in this case, they were quite okay. So there is actually this. Yeah,
this is
right?
quite. It will be a long journey because education and etc. So this is really important. Yeah.
It's great. It's great to feel that you're making also an impact. Mari-Liis, given the fast pace of competition in fintech, what advice would you give for someone who would want to start off a startup in fintech industry?
Well, we are in fintech, but actually we are regtech, so it's even more complicated. Fintech, I think it's even easier to run. What advice? I mean, I think only advice is your internal drive, passion. If you have a passion for something, you can take a lover away. Love stays there. If you don't have that love, then nothing actually drives you. And I think this is something that we all discussed here already, that internal passion. And I keep thinking about my company. When I'm sleeping, you can take my company away. You can take, but I'm still compliance officer and I still have a passion there. So that's drives me a lot. And that's, I think the drive needs to be there. You can't do anything because of I don't believe it. So I believe it, I'm passionate about it. And if I'm passionate about it, then of course, customers start to love it. So if you have a passion for something, go for it. And then success will follow.
The same question, actually, I want to ask for Mariana. And how do you feel also about this passion? Does that play also a big role in your startup founding journey? And in general, what advice would you give for anyone wanting to start off in legal tech?
I think it really doesn't matter so much what the area it is. Is it like how we call it? Is it legal tech? I mean, I'm sometimes saying like Avokaado is not so much of the legal tech because we are not building the product, so much of the lawyers and legal departments, but like businesses overall, like entire business operations. But I think it's like how I would answer that. And so basically, starting the startup and startup journey, it's like enormous growth journey, like personal growth journey. And you're going to change like, I don't know, 180%. And if you're in a good pace of yourself, and I mean, if you really want to grow as a person and you want to see more in a life and like go out of your box, like go to the startup, maybe not to the like founding one immediately, but I think it's a super cool growth journey. In spite of all the difficulties, I love myself, who I am at the moment, and where I am growing, and I'm super curious what future will bring. So, I think it is like every person, I would really wish everyone that journey in this life we're having on planet Earth to have one and become a better person through that.
Yeah, I think that you should not like safety zone like that. So you need to constantly push your borders and then go out of your safety zone, right? Yeah. And if you like it, then it's for you.
Thank you. Erika, working with US companies, HR companies also, you probably in your experience have had an experience where you've made an impact and significant impact in the transformation of the companies you work with. Can you share a success story that you have experienced with your work?
Yes, thank you. So very high level. Data, we're really driven by data, and you all know how important that is, but also getting leadership team on board and running together. If you're not aligned, it won't work. So just one example, we worked with a large organization. They couldn't fill positions. They had a lot of turnover. They were losing a lot of people the first year of employment, other problems too. So we came in, we built them a whole recruiting strategy. We started doing monthly focus groups, what's going on here. They weren't happy with the policies. We launched flexible work options. We recruited for all the positions, got them filled. Just really took care of that team, many other things. But in 1 year, their turnover dropped in half, their internal promotions doubled. The survey went up double digits. I'm just saying it really works when you take care of your team and you listen. And then every person we offered a job accept it. So we're getting the top talent. It just works. You can tell I'm very passionate about this, like you all are. I love it. Good energy up here.
Yeah, as we heard, that the passion is a key factor in continuing, right? But we have only 1.5 minutes left, so I wanted to take time actually and to ask to each and every one of you. So what's next? What are the next goals and what are the next things in store for your startups, for your companies? So let's start maybe this time with you.
Well, now that I'm at this tech conference, we want to launch an app, and we're planning to open in the EU. We've been in the EU 4 years, and a lot's happening, so we're also planning to open in the EU very soon. So.
Oh, okay.
Wow, nice to hear that. But what I would like to do is really to make my compliance officers who are working with us happy. And that's my goal, that they are seeing benefits by using our platform, and we grow and we can help all the compliance teams globally to be compliant and feel safe while they're working in such a challenging environment. That would make me happy, and that's next.
So for me, so we are preparing for spin-offs with our the inventions is made by female scientists, and teams are female. Now it's being completed almost. So to go to make more babies about such deep tech innovations. So yeah.
For us, I mean, it is really cool time, and we are really looking into being really creative again and how to unlock the next stage of growth. Basically, that's we are into, and it's again very creative work.
It's wonderful to hear your aspirations. I really wish that all of these things that you said come true, all of your goals come true. Before we end, actually, Erika had an announcement for everyone, so I will give her a bit of a word.
Yes, so we were excited to offer, if anyone would like, a scholarship to our executive coaching program, also up-and-coming executives. So we do coachings, trainings, if you've ever heard of DISC. So you get the full DISC assessment, 360-degree feedback. So I'll tell you where to go. You might need to write it down, or maybe it can be sent out. Just our website is Go HIHR. Well, can we send this out? Probably. And then you just write a comment. Nancy would get to you, get your email. We're going to do a drawing, and we'll announce it this week. So it's a 3-month program, and just we really love to pour into women, and really I would love to offer that for whoever would like it. And we got one, but we'll announce it through your organization.
Yes. So please follow along. If any questions, you can definitely write to info@rigatechgirls.com, and we'll make sure to give you the information more. But thank you all, ladies, for this panel discussion. I hope it inspired you. I hope it gave a little bit of information of how the reality of founding a startup is, and about a bit more insight into our startup founders in the region and from US. So thank you, and enjoy your evening. Bye.